All right, for this war, we have Ghost, Kingpin, and future Ant-Man bans. All right, so Storm X Boss, I would go with Omega Sentinel or Ultron, Mangog S99 or Scorp, JJ, Valkyrie or Shang-Chi or JP, Bishop, Warlock or Omega Sentinel, Kindred, you've got Human Torch or Shuri, Attuma, you've got Colossus or Iceman, Kitty, you've got Iceman or Omega Sentinel, and then Gore, you have Rintrah, Wiccan, Tigra. 1 through 3 on the way out, Infamous Doom, Hulkling, or Gallon. Path 1, the whole thing can be taken with Omega Sentinel, or you can go with Ultron for Domino, and then any Nullify Immune, like Civil Warrior as well, for Fury. Path 2, Rintrah, S99, and Titania. Wags, you've got Omega Sentinel with an Odin, and then you've got, can probably get away with Hulkling as well. And then path 3, Venom, you have Claire and you have Cosmic Ghost Rider. 4 through 6 on the way out, Mojo, Titania or Human Torch, Zemo on the way in, Magneto or Civil Warrior. Path 4, Havoc, you've got Warlock, you've got Civil Warrior, and then Spam, you've got Fury, Mole Man, or Shang-Chi. Path 5, Weapon X, Omega Sentinel, Lady Deathstrike, just be careful about getting hit. I can probably even pull off Iceman there. And then Killmonger, you've got Cosmic Ghost Rider or Omega Red. Path 6, Hulkling, Wiccan, Rintrah, Tigra, and then Quicksilver, Fury, Mole Man. 7 through 9 on the way out, Gallon, Blade, can probably get away with Hood as well with some Odins on the way in. Immortal Abomination, you can get away with Absorbing Man, Synergy, you can also use Ultron there. Path 7, Crossbones, you've got Omega Sentinel, you've got Civil Warrior. Suri, you've got Cosmic Ghost Rider and Hulkling. Path 8, Chavez, you've got Titania and S99. Adam, I would probably just try to overpower the power game by giving yourself more power. So Hulkling with Odin's, Angela with Odin's. And then Path 9, Wong, you've got both Ant-Man and Cassie. And then for Thing, you've got Valkyrie. Can potentially get away with Warlock in a parry heavy situation if there's willpower. Yeah. 1 through 3 on the way in, future Ant-Man. You can get away with Magneto. Can maybe get away with Hulkling. It's super sketchy. Maw, Cassie, Quicksilver, Titania, Kingpin. You've got Colossus. Yeah, the Colossus, or you can try Guardian and Iceman, but just be prepared to have him sit at Special 3 and just kind of prevent him from ever getting Special 3 with Armor Burn, and just block bait heavies and retaliate. 1 through 3 on the way out, Man-Thing, S99 or Titania. Path 1, Mantis. You've got Warlock. You've got Shuri will probably work. Cersei. You've got Tigra. You've got Rintrah. You've got Wiccan. Path 2, Spidey. You can go with Titania or S99. Nova, Magneto, or Doom. And then Path 3, Nimrod. You've got Gallon or Hulkling. 4 through 6 on the way out, Doom. You've got Quicksilver, Titania. Path 4, Absorbing Man, Titania, S99, Quicksilver. Path 5, whole thing can be taken with Omega Sentinel. Can probably be taken with any armor burn option for Korg. Just have a white Magneto pre-fight. And then armor burn, obviously, for Sauron. And then Path 6, Omega Sentinel as well can work. So can Shuri. So can Ultron with a... Well, yeah, so can I mean, Ultron can work. Your parry is just not going to work. So I probably wouldn't go with Ultron. 7 through 9 on the way out. Sasquatch. You've got Rolk or Cassie. Path or S99. Path 7, Mole Man. You've got Namor or Omega Red. And then Terrax, you've got Absorbing Man. You can also use Apocalypse there. Path 8, Danny, really anyone. I mean, you can slap your armor burn option there if you're trying to fit one in on another path. And then path 9, Kate can be taken with Iceman. Can also be taken with Colossus. And then Spot, I'd probably use someone who's not going to power drain, probably Rolk, since he's double immune for the node. You can try Iceman and Colossus. Just be mindful of needing to bait out special attacks and trigger Untouchable without getting smacked in the face. So that does it for defense. Let's take a look at attack. All right, so War 8 is against Jedi Assassins. Today I'll be taking in White Magneto, Iceman, and Omega Sentinel. I've got Path 5 in Section 1 and Path 1 in Section 2. A middle mini-boss, 2 mini-bosses on Boss Island, and I'm on boss duty. Now, a couple of things here. This was not a great war for me. We'll get to those bad fights, but also 2 fights did not record when I thought they would, and one of them, unfortunately, is the boss. So, Path 5 here, starting out with Korg. We've got that White Magneto placed so that we can just parry, do every light attack to remove the rock stacks, and then throw in the heavies to remove the protection from ebb and flow knockdown, and then it's just a very strict punch him in the face until the rock stacks come back fight. I didn't have a strat here for special attacks. They were going to be pretty worthless except for knocking him down and getting the Fury, so I didn't see a benefit in using Special 1 or Special 2. I saw a bigger benefit in holding Special 3 until rock stacks came back. And if his power was low and he had no prowess, because he does gain prowess from the protection coming back, then I'd drop the Special 3 to immediately remove the rock stacks and then just have that as freedom to punch him in the face. The prowess that comes from protection returning is the little line about ebb and flow where all debuffs are shrugged, even though there isn't anything there. That whole clause triggers the shrug action, which triggers the global. Not so much of a pain here. So it's very manageable on this node. It's only 1 prowess. You can't constantly gain it in a rapid fire kind of situation without me touching him. So it's a very controlled situation. But if you've ever taken a prowess power champion on 5B, which is Section 2, Mighty Charge, where it shrugs, can definitely be problematic. And same action, even if there's no debuff there, every time Mighty Charge triggers, it's meant to remove debuffs and therefore triggers the global. So yeah, that's one of those problem nodes that I mentioned when we were talking about the difficulty of the global and whether it should be turned up or down. It's one of 5 or 6 nodes that can be quite a pain, because if you're just at a Special 2 or even a Special 1 trying to bait it out and the AI decides to just go back and forth constantly, well, they're going to gain the prowess and start gaining power, and then you've got a situation on your hand. And hey, we're going to take a look at that in this video. So Korg well below 50%, 25% here. Just finishing up the fight. It's pretty simple. It's pretty plain Jane. It's not anything interesting. You can see we're at 100 plus hits. Almost a 2.5 minute fight. Not the fastest option, but pretty safe. The next node had Sauron on it. This one is way easier than Korg. Mainly because when we knock down Sauron here, he doesn't lose, or he doesn't gain debuff immunity, which Korg did. So here we can actually use the Special 2 or the Special 3 to remove ebb and flow, and then we'll have those plasmas after those special attacks sticking around until ebb and flow falls off. So we got a good window of time where we're boosted from an additional Fury, and he just kind of melts away. So here we don't need the White Magneto pre-fight. with us removing all of the prowess, we are not going to have an unblockable Sauron. So we don't have to worry about block baiting heavies or trying to get heavies out or waiting for unblockable to pass. Here it's just kind of punch him in the face. I've already knocked him down once. We're going to get the heal block debuff placed so that he doesn't heal while we're trying to knock him out. And then here I saw that Ebb and Flow was going to return. Decided to back off, get this special 2 out. We're going to place 1 heal block debuff, and then we're going to throw special 2 immediately. This is going to remove the protection. We're going to place a few incinerates. Sometimes it checks if there's a prowess when the hit happens. I believe that happens on one of my later fights, I want to say. Probably not this war. It happened on another war. Anyways. Oh, it happened with the boss fight. I don't have a video for that. Yeah, so down goes Sauron. Way easier. Way, way easier. Next up, we have the middle mini-boss I was worried about. So Kingpin here, couldn't really fit a Colossus in. Ended up drawing straws, and I got to take it with Iceman. The worry here with this node, what I hoped would happen is that I could cycle between heavies and special 2s, and just kind of KO him, and hopefully he'd throw special 1s constantly. But what I did not plan for, which I should have planned for, and I knew this could be a possibility, was that if Korg decided, or if Kingpin decided to turtle and not throw a special 1, and he almost did it there, then I would turtle and just never let him throw a special attack. So I would do a 4-hit combo, medium, light, light, light into block baiting heavies out, and just have him constantly just below special 3 with armor burn, and that would be that. Hopefully he would cooperate, he'd never throw a special attack. Here though, that special 2 turned out it did not remove the prowess from me losing my ice armor and gaining an armor up. And here is where I should have just turtled. So now we have an unstoppable Kingpin with a bunch of prowess who's going to keep gaining power. He was gaining power during that special 2. And now we're kind of in a oh crap position. I try to parry him a few times and get some hits in so that we can remove some of that prowess. This special 2, I couldn't remember if it removed my ice armor or not with the invulnerability boost. I believe it does. Yep, so now we have no power control at all at this point, and this is kind of where it snowballs downhill. At this point, it would be a miracle if I could pull this off and save it. But he's already back at another special 2, and this one's unblockable. Yeah, this is just all sorts of sideways. This is not where I would want to go. I think if we go Iceman or Guardian ever in the future and we're forced into that with bans, then I definitely have to turtle when he gets a special 2 and just pray he never throws a special attack with my block up the entire time. So second death of the season, not really taking that one too bad because it's obviously an assignment error, isn't where I want to go. So we have to go back in for cleanup. And I'm still pretty nervous here. He could do the exact same thing, turtle, and in this small amount of health, we would be SOL, just like we were the other attempt. So here I'm not doing any heavies. There's not room for it. I'm not going to throw a special attack. I'm just going to bait out special 1 and play it safe. You see there, I can only do 2 hits with the time it took him to throw that special attack and actually finish it. And this is the problematic node. So that aggressive prowess is really what we're fighting here. It's a very, very terrible interaction between the global and the node. And yeah, I fought for a harder global. I still fight for a harder global if we actually had another season of this. I think it needs to be between the 5 and 10%, but only if the attacker had a bit more of a benefit, like some sort of special lock when a special is thrown, because that's just chaotic. So Domino there on that first node of path 1 in section 2. Missed the recording when I exited after placing a pre-fight here on Fury. I went ahead and checked to make sure I was recording, and it was not recording. So we got this Fury fight here. It's a super safe fight. I believe I placed the heal block pre-fight just so that we can fight willpower. But we're not going to worry about reinvigorate here. We are buffet immune. So Fury has no way of gaining any regen charges towards Reinvigorate and going unblockable. So here it's just counting tactical charges, making sure that we are pushing Fury the best we can to special 2 before he goes unblockable. And then if he does go unblockable and we can't get him to special 2, pushing him over that threshold so that he doesn't go, so that he loses his unblockable. And just like the last time I took Fury on Buffet and it was no 24 instead of 40, I'm going to try and fit in a heal block debuff right as I kill the LMD. We don't have suicides on. We had some more Iceman fights later, so I didn't want to have to turn suicides on and off. It means we're throwing more special 2s instead of just comboing them down here. I was going to try and get it, and fortunately it came too quickly. So now we got a second Nick Fury to work through. It's fine, he's degenning. There, he pushed himself out of unblockable, thankfully. And this should push him through this one. Block. Wait for our opening from a heavy attack. He throws a full combo. Of course he does. There's our heavy. We combo. We turtle. We intercept. We turtle. Oh, no, we KO. So, pretty simple Fury placement. Now, I took Attuma here on MIA, one of my awesome wars that I took, I think, 8 or 9 fights with Iceman. And you have to be pretty aggressive. You're throwing special ones constantly. The cold snap helps reduce or speed up the hydration timer. So he's going to lose hydration faster. But this has power reserve. So you can have kind of like a snowballing effect with Attuma constantly throwing special attacks and eventually pushing himself into unstoppable. The way you combat that is kind of what I told you with Kingpin what I should have done when he got pushed to special 2, and that's just using armor burn to make Attuma flirt with special 3 but never really have it. And then just hope he never throws special 2. So I knew that going into this fight. And because I was a bit too aggressive with trying to beat out a falter, and here we're already at 50% health on him, and it's only been about 25 seconds. But this next falter coming up, I saw that I didn't have a special 1. I wanted to push to it really hard. And unfortunately, my last hit didn't land because of the falter. Attuma goes right into a combo and into a special 2. And here is where I should have turtled. And instead, I kind of idle walked towards Attuma. He threw the special 2, and now he's unstoppable. So now we are in a really, really bad spot. We have to just wait out his hydration while he's not got any cold snap. And he just threw special 2, so now he's back at max hydration. And we just have to wait this out until he loses it. So here I'm not paying attention to my ice armor. Currently I have it. This combo, I tried to block. That was not going to happen. And then I saw this frostbite place. I throw the special 2, but I don't have an ice armor, so it doesn't detonate. And this is how we die from another special 3. So I'd still take this with Iceman. That whole falter and then getting punched in the face and Attuma going unstoppable caused me to be too passive when I needed to go back into being aggressive. And there it is. That frostbite had it detonated. Without boosts, it does 10k, so Attuma would have been done. So we go back in, we parry, we hit, we finish, we cry ourselves to sleep. Move on, our last mini-boss, Kitty here. I was excited to take this with Iceman because he just completely annihilates her here. Being double immune and actually having some way of removing the prowess makes it a pretty easy placement for Iceman. So this fight is just going to be special 1 spam for days. And yeah, just block, bait heavies, retaliate. Bait out special 1 when she's got it, dex out of it. After getting hit with the first hit of special 1 into our block, and then rinse and repeat. And she'll just KO from cold snap and some frostbites. So yeah, this is really simple fight. Was happy to finish Iceman's war with this fight instead of the atrocity I had with Attuma. And Attuma I felt way worse about than I did Kingpin, because that's not really an assignment error. That's me just not paying attention and then the fight snowballing because of it. Pretty much not having any room for error. It's not a cake fight, but for someone who has a way to armor burn and he's not going to gain prowess without me punching him, it just means that you flirt with that special 3 line as much as you need to win the fight. It's an unfortunate strategy, but it works. So that was the end of Iceman's War. We move on to the boss. I failed the recording. I took a screenshot so you see boss kill at the bottom, and that's how much health we lost off Omega Sentinel. It was a pretty easy fight. We ended up beating their BG 2 deaths, my own, to their 4. And we ended up losing this war on time. We were tied in deaths. We are normally a slow alliance, so this is not a surprise. What is a surprise is JA dying 10 times. And what is unfortunate is that I contributed 2 to that 10, so can easily take credit for this loss. But it is what it is. Learned how to properly attack that Attuma fight, since I now have a successful attempt and a very bad attempt, so we can be a bit more consistent to the successful attempt. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned a lot. Sorry about the mixed up recordings. It was a pretty busy day and I was trying to fit fights in, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit subscribe, give it a like, and I'll catch you guys at the next war.